So I'm here today because I'm here today because I'm demanding that the school board take concrete steps to address the lack of representation at TJ, especially in regards to Black, Indigenous, Latinx, and low-income students. I don't mean continuing the status quo by only focusing on STEM outreach programs, which are necessary but alone have not solved the problem. I also don't mean just promising to address systemic racism in elementary and middle school, because these important actions should be happening regardless of the TJ statistics. I am specifically advocating for a fundamental change in the admissions process to become race and class conscious. As a school that is meant to cater to future leaders in the STEM field, why are we continuing to exclude the voices of underrepresented groups? How is it possible that students can graduate from the best public high school in the United States without ever sitting in a classroom with a Black high school student or a low-income student? Why does FCPS continue to pretend that students are not being excluded from this institution under race and class blind admissions when that is not the reality at all? The current admissions process perpetuates systemic racism. It is the fact that the FCPS system does not offer equal opportunities for all students. White and Asian American students have a significantly higher chance of having access to STEM extracurriculars, test prep, and high-level STEM instruction before they even take the TJ test. By using an admissions system that chooses to focus on those factors without recognition of how unequally those resources are distributed across FCPS and other participating counties, FCPS is ignoring the systemic struggles these communities face. I went through the admissions process as an 8th grader, and I've spoken to students whose families have used all of the available resources to get them into the school. For many, it is pay to play. Families pay for expensive test prep, they move to expensive areas to attend feeder middle schools, their parents pay for some extracurriculars and tutoring. The admissions process is simply not fair. If the school board is willing to commit to make TJ a more racially and socioeconomically inclusive school, it also needs to put support programs in place so that these students don't feel as alone as I and many other underrepresented students felt. There were several moments I wanted to drop out because of the lack of support TJ gives to underrepresented students. Think about that for a bit. I was willing to give up this opportunity because of how I was treated and the fact that no one ever reached out to address these issues. Until FCPS actively works to implement a more welcoming culture, underrepresented students will continue to feel this way. Many alumni are ashamed of what the school has become. TJ needs to change, and the change needs to be fundamental and different. We can no longer accept the status quo. All right, I'm done. Thank you so much for listening to what I had to say, and thank you so much for your important work.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez.